Well, good morning. We have just arrived in Starbuck, Minnesota for our first ever realistic hard mode playthrough on Farming Simulator. I can't tab to vehicles. I cannot visit locations. We're gonna have to drive everywhere. The economy is set to hard. We're not gonna use universal auto load for this series. I'm gonna try my best to do this as realistic as possible. So what's this series going to be about? Well, since it's hard mode and realistic, and it is my channel, there's always somewhat of a catch. We do have $100,000 to start with, and we also have a decent sized farm and equipment. We decided to use the starter farm on this map, Starbuck, Minnesota, and all the equipment. But what I've done is I've added a loan that pretty much aligns with the net worth of the property. So we have $3 million in debt to start the series, $100,000, and our winning condition is getting out of debt. We can't sell equipment to get out of debt. We can sell equipment if we buy an upgrade. We can then sell the other piece of equipment that we're replacing, and that's it. We can't sell productions. We can't sell buildings. We're gonna have to earn this $3 million to get out of debt. So just cruising around here, getting used to the property and seeing what we can see here. Decent sized silo. I wanted to see if there's anything in here. All right, we got a 6R, not bad. Has 0.2 hours on it, so it's pretty new. See, I'll leave that there for now. We can do a little walking tour. I mean, we did just drive by a good amount of implements there that we see. We got a corn header over here. We have a grain header, a spreader, a planter, and a spade, I think is what this is. There's our seeder. Pretty good sized seeder to start with. Spader, okay. I don't think I've used one of those. Ooh, it's a nice machine. Got a Massey Ferguson on here. The 9S 425. That's gonna do us well. All right, and let's check this shed back here, and I think that'll do it for equipment, and then we'll check out the livestock that we have on this property. I mean, I'll take that. That's beautiful. Beautiful S7 harvester. We do have the K brand here. Square baler. It does not look like we can wrap bales with it, so that's something we'll have to keep in mind. And then we do also have an 8R. Got a lot of work to do in August, so I don't want to get this tour over with, but you know, we got the snow plow on here just in case. This is one thing I did add that is not part of the starter pack of this farm. So that field right there is our cornfield. Over here is our cattle barn. And we got a good mixture in here. We got multiple types of cattle. And we have 20 head right now. We do have 28,000 liters of food in here, so a little baby's struggling, but we'll see how long that lasts. So that's going to be a priority, is figuring out. Whoa, I just got lost. How we're going to feed them and how we're going to, you know, produce the food, because we don't have a mower. And then swinging back this way, we did see the sawmill, so we may or may not. I mean, maybe I could push some trees with this snowplow. And then we have some sheep. There's a little baby sleeping right there. But it looks like we do have 14 sheep, and they do not have any food and just a little bit of meadow. That's going to be a problem. Chickens over here do not have food either. There's 81 chickens. We have a greenhouse. We're going to want to get that going. And our barn there. And then I did see the shed, so it looks like we do have some pallet forks, the front loader, and this bad boy for bales is going to be very helpful. Oh yeah, and the semi. All right, let's get back in. Let's take a look at our fields before we get started. But we already know, feed for the sheep and feed for the chickens. It's definitely going to be a top priority. So we saw the cornfield behind us. It's good size. Across the road here, we have a couple fields. Just cruise on up here. Field number 4. It is 33 acres and canola that is ready to harvest that we need to get to today. Everything is enabled on this playthrough. We're going to have crop destruction. We're going to have periodic plowing. We're going to have field stones, weeds, all of it. We do have precision farming enabled, so that's where we'll take care of lime. But yeah, so the canola we have to get to today. Otherwise it will go bad. And as we keep cruising this way, yeah, we can see this is a decent sized field. And we do have some wheat. We have some wheat here. 5.34 acres. It's ready to harvest. That would give us food instantly for the chickens. So I think what we'll do is we'll get the harvester going on the wheat to start with. And we'll look around for options to figure out what we're gonna do to get at least a little bit of feed for the sheep. And I think to help me out, I am gonna, you know, split the difference on this walk we're gonna have to do here in a second. So we'll leave that there. But we gotta get started on this harvest. So we'll hop in here, man. No tabbing, it's gonna be interesting. I don't see a header trailer, so hopefully we don't have to drive too far with the header at any time, which does not feel realistic. I think, well, let's make sure. Does this one have where you fold it and it turns into the trailer? Doesn't look like it. So we'll see if we can sneak by and not damage crops here. I don't think we're gonna be able to get, no, we're not gonna be able to get past the tree. All right, so that's the first thing I think we want to solve here. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and shut that off. Oh boy. All right, this is gonna be tough. So we do have the HD 45. So we'll come in here and make sure there's nothing used for that. Don't see anything. So now if we go into corn headers, or grain headers, sorry, is the 45 combinations. We're gonna have to buy it. 19,000 bucks right there. All right, so now I don't know if we could pull that with this. We'll take the Massey Ferguson. Now I think that is our only thing for grain as a grain cart, so that's what we'll have to use. Man, I don't remember the last time we drove a Massey Ferguson. Let's try to do cab view as much as we can too, as long as it doesn't get motion sickness. Long drives we will not do it, but things like this I think we will. I think we're safe to go after that car. Got to remember to use our blinkers as well. So we should just go a couple blocks here and take a left to get back to the dealership. All right. To remember the blinkers, figure it out on controller. Make sure we stay to the right side of the road here. No one coming that way. No one that way. We are in the clear. So I guess maybe we shouldn't be able to jump in the menu to buy things. We have to come here and then click on the button near the building. There we go. And let's get it home. So an hour already lost in our day. And one stop sign taken out. Oh, two, I guess. I didn't notice I took that one out too. Oh, we should get a stop sign counter. All right, so we gotta wait for traffic to clear here. And we should be able to get on over and load up the header, get it closer to the field we're going to. Man, this no tabbing. It's gonna be fun though. Feels like a different game already to me. Go ahead and place that on there, and I'll go ahead and drive this. Well, we'll drive it second. And I see no reason to not just stay on the side of the road here and not impede traffic. And just trying to find the best location. I think what I want to do is loop around here. And we will just, yeah, get it set up right here, I think. Actually, let's go closer. We don't want to walk farther. All right. We will leave that there because we're going to have to pull the header trailer out of the way. And jog on over to the John Deere harvester. All right, that works good. We're not taking up both sides of the road, be blocking traffic, but we'll try to solve that real quick here. All right, just hook up to the header, get the trailer out of the way, and we can get started on this harvest. And make sure it's not blocking the road as well. Okay, Massey Ferguson is shut off. It's not wasting any diesel. Let's go ahead and hop in here. And we can get started on the wheat harvest. And, well, let's make sure we're dropping swath. There we go. We need the straw. We're gonna need it all. Looking pretty good, though. We're getting... Well, we didn't do soil discovery. We can do that later. It's not really gonna change anything here. 81% yield bonus right now, down to 78. 10.9 hectares, tons per hectare is what we're harvesting. Feels good. This shouldn't take too much time to do this field, and looking at it, I don't think we're even gonna need the grain carts until we're done with the harvest. And yeah, getting some grass for the sheep. We're gonna get this wheat over to the chickens right away. Oh, it's gonna be fun. And I don't think I showed it to make things more difficult. In the loan system, we do have a $17.5 thousand payment every month for 24 months. So if the series goes that long, 20 years, then we will naturally pay it off. But obviously the goal is gonna be to pay it off a little bit quicker. But we gotta keep in mind, we need about $18,000 in the bank every month, otherwise we're negative, and we'll have to figure that out, because I do think at some point we might go negative, and we'll have to figure out how to get out of it. Well, maybe this will fill up. We're at 42% already, so yeah, I think we will need to get the semi over here. It opens up a lot more than I thought it did on this side of the field. Yield is terrible over here. We're getting 60%, so we're gonna get a lot more grain next time around than we're getting this harvest. John Deere 8RX just went for sale. We don't have money for that. But I think what we'll do here is we're gonna stop right here. Let the swath drop. Scoot on over. Shut the header off, and we will open it up. And just to save diesel, I will shut that off for now. And time to jog back over to the Massey Ferguson. Go get the semi. Get it unloaded. I'm glad it yielded that well. And I think while we're over here, we're going to take a look at the sheep to see how quickly they're going through that 200 that they had in the meadow. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty darn quick. And one of the things, we're going to have to stop driving through the grass. We're going to use our roads. Got to get better at doing that. But to park this right now, I am going to go right in this little grass patch here. Okay, that will work. Yeah, let's go check on the sheep. We're losing time, but we got to do these things. Got to take care of our animals. 195 or 165. Okay, let's jump in the Mack truck here. Make sure we make this turn wide enough. There we go. Got to get something to put water in the greenhouse. But that loan payment's going to be, you know, paramount here. It's going to be the big thing that we really got to pay attention to and not overspend our money. Looks like we're clear. Take this turn wide because there's no oncoming traffic. All right. Going good so far. And try not to drive on our straw swath as much as possible. Or as little as possible, I should say. And get it unloaded. Oh, we gotta turn it back on. Okay. Oh yeah, not a bad start, guys. Looking good, looking solid. And with the situation that our chickens are in, we're gonna go ahead and drive this right back and get them some food. The 13,700 already in here. Gonna be tough on this economy. And I think what we're gonna have to do is loop around this way and then back up. All right, perfect. All right, let's see how much they take of it. I think it's gonna be a decent amount. Yeah, at least 4,000. So we'll head back, help them unload the rest. Or harvest the rest, and then we'll have that there to unload. And I think we'll meet in the middle like that, and then I can just jog on over. Oh boy. What did we sign up for, guys? Is this gonna make crop destruction? It probably should, shouldn't it? All right, we are back at it here. One thing we could do is, since we don't have a mower and the loan is gonna be pretty scary, we could buy some bales from the store. Some grass bales, potentially. We might have to do that. Or hay bales, I guess. All right, we're full again. It's time to jog over. No tabbing. Hop over the crane. That should do the trick. Jump again. Nice. And might as well leave it there, even though we'll have to move it next time, but it'll be all right. Yeah, I think we'll have a worker start the harvest on the canola field once we get done with this, and we will figure out what we're gonna do for the sheep, because we got the chickens taken care of. So next thing's gonna be the sheep, and the cattle, we're gonna have to see how long that 20,000 is going to last. I have a feeling come September, we're definitely going to have to figure something out there as well. So this will probably be turned into a grass field, and potentially we might attempt to get rid of all of those trees and extend this. Might be something we do this winter. I just feel like this is the best option if we're going to do grass. And just a skinny little pass here to finish the harvest. Another 2,300 in here right now. I think it did pretty good. We'll take a look at the yield tracker mod to see how we actually did on the yield on this in a moment. All right, unloading for the last time here of the wheat. And we didn't get close enough. We didn't get close enough. So once that's done, we will instantly move on over and get this going with a worker. Just kind of go in the field here, and then I will go ahead and get this set up. I think we'll do 2 headlands on this one. All right, they should take over. And now we can go drop this off at the silo and, you know, help them unload when we need to. Oh, boy. Hopefully that worker does a good job. No swath on canola, so we're good there. All right, just cruising through. Could top off the chickens, but I don't think they've eaten much yet. We'll just swing around this way. And make sure we're centered here. Should be good. Oops, drove a little too far. There we go. Drop off the wheat. We're gonna have 21,000 in capacity here. In yield tracker on wheat, we did 30,603 liters for year 1. Gotta love that. Okay, and we will park right here for now. Sure, it won't be too long before we need to unload them, but let's go ahead and figure out what we're gonna do about these sheep. No front loader there. Where was that other John Deere? Yes, this is the one. All right. Okay, so we're gonna get this hooked up. We're gonna head on over to the store and see about buying some bales for our sheep. Get us by for at least another month before we figure out how we're gonna action this. I'm a little concerned about the amount of money that we have and the loan payments before we're able to sell that wheat, if we're going to be able to. And then the corn we'll definitely be able to sell, and the canola, but it's going to be a while. You know, we got to get to winter before those prices are good. So lots of things to think about. Go ahead and park right here. And we'll see what they have for options. Well, this seems like we can't pass on it. Square bale pack here. I think we'll go ahead and buy that. 3,800 bucks. Yeah, and we'll see. I don't know if I've ever used this thing, guys. Let's try to figure it out. Now, I don't know if we can just grab them by the top like this. Probably getting my help menu open. Now, is it just sticky by nature? No. Okay. So, way to grapple it and close this thing. Oh, like this. Beautiful. All right. I guess we could have grabbed that a little bit better. And then, like, this is not safe. How do we get home and be able to see what we're doing? I guess I would do it this way. We have the hazards on. 7,000 liters from that for just under 4,000. That's pretty pricey. Nope, that's the wrong place. We want to be over here. And can we just open this? They're not going to take it? For real? For real? So I'm going to take liberty here and get my money back for this feed mixer. I just feel like it's the safest, most fair way. So we're going to do that. I don't think we should be, whoops. And we're going to disable super strength because we're not supposed to be using that, but I was doing it to test some things out. So just wanted to share that. We're going to leave this here for now. We got to get the harvest going. I did stop the clock because that was a little bizarre. So I think it's time to get it in the side-by-side though. So I think this harvest, yeah, it's waiting to be unloaded and we can get it back to harvesting. But just wanted a quicker way to get around over here. So we'll see how long that 7,000 does last. We're gonna have to figure out a way to do that. We might get a forage wagon long term, but that was, yeah, and if we do sell the feed mixer, because we don't need that with the type of cattle barn that we have. It does have the automatic feed mixer built in, so we'll probably resolve that with a forage wagon eventually. But if we're gonna make bales, like maybe we don't need to do bales. It's always tough. I think we'll keep the mixer and we can just feed it bales that way. All right, I guess we do need to get this activated. Turned back on. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, pretty decent sized field. Let's get time rolling again. It's going to be our priority now. Let's look at the animals again, just to kind of see what's happened. We have more TMR than we had. I thought it said 20, maybe it was 30, but we're good there. Feed's good for chickens, and right now we should be good for the night for our sheep. All right, we should be able to hand that back over, and I will follow this along the rest of the headland until we get back to the side-by-side, and, you know, just give them a nice runway and amount of time where we're not going to have to worry about unloading them once we get back. Now, chopping the corn long-term is probably what we need to do, but we do not have a forage harvester, so I don't think we'll be able to do that or swing that this year. Something to keep in mind long term, but definitely not in our cards this year. But we make a decent amount of money off of the corn if we do it right. You know. And I guess we could have taken a peek. We do have crop destruction on, so it won't be beneficial to add some fertilizer if it needs it. And we do need to buy all the soil types or the soil samples. Yeah, so we're not going to know the field data. We could see how expensive that is. But either way, I think the corn is a little too grown to add any fertilizer or anything to it. All right, that gives them a good start for the next headland there. So let's go ahead and pull to the side out of their way. And we're going to jump back in the side-by-side here. Can-Am Defender. And we are going to get a little bit of lumber going in the sawmill. Oh, clear. Oh, I was supposed to use the roads, guys. All right, we are going to need to buy a chainsaw, so we can't do it that way. I wonder, is there a mod that would force us to go to the store for stuff like that? Let me know. Yeah, this type of playing definitely makes you think through what you have to get done for the day a little bit more. You can't, you know, tab to just get places. You got to actually plan what you're doing. I think I'm going to enjoy this series. The economy, it's going to be rough. All right, should be a quick little shopping session here. We're going to go with the steel. And the stop sign number is actually 1. This one to the left, I think, is just fallen on the map. Because we reloaded in here and it's still down. So I'm not taking blame for that one. All right, harvester's going to be looking good. It's about 34% full right now. Okay. First tree coming down. A little worried we're gonna hit some sheep there. All right, just cut these limbs a little bit. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work though. Seems like we got enough oomph. So we'll put it there. And then I gotta loop around now. Yeah, that's gonna work nice. So how much was that? 600, okay. But let's hop in here. I think we will just turn on wood beams and get the rest of that pushed on over. I think we got a little bit to fall. No. Yep, there we go. And that gave us 2,000. Okay. Grain cart operator's getting full there. So this is just about perfect timing. All right, so that keeps that running for a while. Let's head back out, get in the semi so we can relieve our grain or our harvester. There's one other setting I wanted to turn on. Trailer fuel limit, absolutely going to be on. That's not going to work. What is the operator doing? All right, we'll have to help them out here. We'll park right here. We should be able to just, yeah, swing around. Perfect. Did hit the truck a little bit, or the trailer. Didn't mean to do that. Let's get in a better spot here. All right, we'll keep on pressing on, guys. Looking good. Okay, the worst part of this is logging back in and having to run to wherever I was. So I think there's a mod that will remember where you were. I need to add that. Harvester is going though. That is good. Had to jump to see it. Now I'm gonna be interested to see what the limit ends up being, but boy, we're struggling. Seems like our semi might be a little underpowered to drive on the field. Slipping a little bit. I don't think we're gonna be able to catch up. Turning around there was rough. I think that means we should go empty it after this. This is going to be a fun playthrough. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm going to be cranky when we sell things and we don't make much money, but you know, that's the way it goes. Reality. You'll feel a little bit more realistic. That's the whole point. Kind of thinking, do I even want to see time-saving stock check right now? There's the ice cream man. Yeah, it's just on the dirt. We got plenty of horsepower out here. We got plenty of torque. We got this. And just loop around like so and drop off the canola. $31,000 worth of canola right now. And apparently we have 60,000 liters of solid fertilizer somewhere. We'll have to keep that in mind. A little bit of slurry generating as well. That's good. Milk is generating. We definitely are going to need something to be able to sell the milk. I didn't expect milk right away. That is nice that it's a possibility. But I think while we have a little bit of time, they're 26% full right now. I think we'll do another tree or two. And, you know, just kind of hop back and forth. Okay, we're a little stuck here. Around this way. Might be too much weight to push the whole tree. I mean, the snowplow will definitely come in handy this winter, I imagine. But we should be able to get it close enough. Nice. And that put us at 5,000, so I think we'll another one going here. You know, this area is definitely something that I wouldn't mind turning into a grass field if we did end up getting all of these trees removed. I think it might be a decent plan for us. Oh, that was smooth. That was smooth. All right, that was only 1,000, so we might be getting less than we're supposed to with the way I'm doing that. Let's go ahead and do this one proper and see what happens. Chopping the tree down, remove the limbs. And we don't really have the mod to tell me the distance, so we'll just eyeball a good distance there. That'll do. And then after this, we need to get back to help unload. Yep, 80% full warning there. But let the multitasking continue. Not able to pick that up. Are you kidding me? We are. Okay. Let's say that thing is tiny. Yeah, these ones make sense. I forgot I can't tab. Harvester's full, so we'll just get this one moved and then head back over there. Finish that harvest. Like so. All right, so we have now about 7,600 in there. And I think that will do us pretty good for a while. Man, this thing's fun to drive. All right, and back in the Mac. I think it's time to really focus on this because there's a ton left to harvest here. And we just got to get this done before the end of today. All the animals are taken care of. We got the sawmill. The only thing left is really the greenhouse. It would have been nice to get that going. So maybe next time we drop off a load, we'll head over there and figure out. We do need to buy something for milk, so I just don't know if we want to spend that money yet or wait till winter. Love it. Looks so good. There we go. Oh, we're going a little slower than them now. Oh, we must have gotten their way. Must have gotten their way. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to turn around and get to the other end of the field and wait for them. And then at that point, I'm going to check the used market and see if there is anything for moving milk and water around. We're close to halfway on this field. Close. Got some for fuel. Seeing if there's a wrapper on there. There's not. This one does. We're just broke right now. Looks like we're out of luck. Out of luck. But I think one thing we can do while we still have cash is go in here and take a look. In precision farming. 18 grand. Oh, I think it might end up being cheaper to lease something, to lease the Icera Pro and scan it ourselves. So we will do that once we have all, well, we might have to lease it multiple times. There was one for sale. I will take a look at the price of that and kind of compare our options. I think with 44% full, we will head on in. Drop it off at the silo again. Just got to avoid the sunflower there and drop it off. Looking good. Look at that side mirror action. Not bad. Got to make sure it lowers all the way before we pull forward. And we are in the clear. All right, we're going to let them turn around and come back one more time before we unload them. Let's take a look at the market here. Yeah, so 17,000. This is the proactive. This is not what we want, is it? With the crop sensor, you can measure the real nitrogen intake of a crop to apply more precise rates. I mean, that might not be bad to have, but that's not what we're looking for. It is 17,000 new. Interesting. Small fee. We'll do a search. We'll see what happens. We'll spend $1,000 for a search and see if we can get a used one to pop up. $211,000 a year is what we have to make to break even right now. Boy, what do we do? So just taking a peek, I am driving out here with the baler. And there, yeah, by the time we get started, we're gonna have to already run over to the truck, but I figured we might as well get going here. And we're just going with the size that's in here, I guess, 222. This should be okay. I know we could go a little bit bigger and it might be easier to move less around, but I think we'll get by. We don't have really a way to, or anything to stack these on. So that's gonna be an issue. Oh yeah, we might be able to get around the whole headland before we have to run over there. All right, let's get busy multitasking at its finest. Not bad. I think we will shut this off and raise and drive on over to the semi. Coming up behind them there. We did catch up, hopefully. Yeah, they're at 91%. Absolutely pulled that off there. Perfect. Okay. Not gonna have a ton of time, but we'll go try to do a couple more, a little pass or finish that heddling a little bit here. Yo, back at it. All right, there is the max. We did find out 45,663 when it comes to canola. I think they might be empty enough to finish this harvest now, which would be good, because then we don't have to drive this back after dumping it right now. And just dropping off a little more canola. And we will leave this right here, because I'm going to bring the semi back over to dump directly into it. Not the semi, the harvester. But let's go get back to the John Deere. Go finish the baling, and then we can pick up the harvester after that. You know, it is a realistic playthrough, but you gotta just... Oh, let's hope... Oh, we get jump! Whew. We avoided him. That felt realistic. Especially with this. This thing flies. I love it. Yeah, they'll be good to finish. We'll give ourselves a little bit of a leeway with this and bring it a little bit farther over here. And run back over. There's only a couple passes left to do with the baling, so I'm glad we did tackle that today. Gives us one less job to worry about in August. Wait, what month's next? September. Too bad there's not a bunch of straw in this field. We could use the money. Yeah, I think they'll be able to finish. They'll go back and forth one more time, and then they'll wait for us after we finish what's left over here. Another job done. All right, we'll get this put away, and then we'll run back, grab the harvester, because it should be finishing up here momentarily. Well, we'll probably bring the Massey over with the header trailer. Be a little bit of running today. And just try to get this in between so we don't hit anything. Backing it up. Not too bad. We've gotten so much better at this over the last year or so. Go. And just loop on over here. Put the 8R away. Like so. That should be pretty good there. All right, a little bit of... Oh, where's the Massey? It looks like they did just finish. I always get these wrong. Is it this way or the other way? This feels right. And it was. All right, let's take this back. Drop it in the semi, and then we can put it away. I don't think we have a pressure washer yet, but we're gonna need one. We do not want the extra expensive maintenance. We gotta keep every penny we spend at a minimum. Yep, just unloaded here, and it's all put away. These can get shut for the night, and 2 more vehicles to get home. Oh, that's gonna be a long run. And I think we'll keep the header trailer back here. Get the Massey put away, and get the side-by-side, and we are all set. Boy, what a run. It's going to be a fun playthrough. It's going to be an interesting playthrough to see how long it does take us to start making a profit and really chipping away at that debt. $3 million. $211,000 a year is what we need to break even. That's not including buying goods or anything for planting, prepping fields, any of that. That is literally just paying the loan. So you can imagine we got a lot of money to be made. Go ahead and put that here for now. I think what I'm gonna do, we're gonna keep the fork on here, the pallet fork, and boy, that didn't work. I'll loop this around. Almost. That should do it. Now, this way. There we go, and then we'll put the John Deere in the barn with the Massey. They both definitely will fit. Get that closed, and I think this front one needs closed as well. We'll figure out the greenhouse next episode in September, but time to head to the house. Call it a night. Socks way up. Thanks for hanging out on this new realistic playthrough. First time ever on the channel. I'll catch you on the next episode.